YouTube, it's your boy Jay back with another video, and right now we had like a little church function or like a picnic or whatever you want to call it, but I mean me and my friend right here, we chilling. Yo, you gonna introduce yourself? Bro,
my name is Cameron.
Okay, type. I mean, shoot. I mean, they got that them little games and whatnot, but like, I mean, they got Uno, they got they got some traditional like Jamaican games and whatnot, and they got like the regular like American games, like it got like Uno and this and that, and then we got like little board games and like dominoes and whatnot, but I'm not gonna lie, we just chilling for right now. I mean, in a second, we really just about to like walk around and see what's at the park and this and that, but like, yeah, bro, like we really just chilling, bro. Really just chilling. Y'all can see me? Damn, bro, my corner is looking bad, y'all. I gotta get a haircut. Look, bro, my hair is grits. Okay, so look, what I'm trying to do with my hair, I'm trying to get 2-strand twists, but I want to get cornrows first.
Yeah, you gotta do cornrows.
Yeah, but bro, my mom hating, bro. She low-key hating. She's hating, bro. She won't let me get the damn stop. Yeah. I need it so my hair can grow, but like she's genuinely like hating, so bro, that's what happens when you have Caribbean parents, bro. They just be hating, bro. They don't want you to get no type of hairstyle. They always think you got like some type of thug like initiative behind it, bro. Yeah, man. Yeah, you ready?
Yeah, we ready.
Alright, bet. Hop out. So it look like it's about to rain, dog. Ooh, this sky's gray. Oh my god. Are we gonna go over to the thing real quick? Alright, bet. Bro, they not even doing nothing, bro. They're not even doing anything. Oh, they're using a mic?
We got hit with full stuff after.
What they doing?
Oh, I think they're doing. Oh yeah, they're doing the game. Yeah.
Oh, they doing the cup game. Okay, hold on. That game actually fun. Bro, so I'm not gonna shoot, bro. I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but I guess we're gonna try and go over there and try to see what we're trying to play and this and that. But other than that, yeah, I'm gonna cut back to when we actually playing the game.
Okay, on your mark, get set, go. No hands, no hands, no hands, no hands, no hands. Okay, let's go again. Cameron win. Okay, alright. We're gonna pause the game until we all get something to eat, and then we get back to it. Okay? Because that's the
oh no, it's permanent, bro. I can't do that.
Why are you down there? Can you grab it? Huh?
You took a bite out of it?
I tried. No, merch. Oh. Thank you. Good boy. Good boy. Oh shit, it's raining.
Swallow for me.
Whoa, what are you talking about? But yeah, bro, y'all just saw me losing 4K. Like, how you feel about that? How you feel about me losing? How you feel about him losing? You feel good? No. Earlier she was cheating at dominoes, and then no. Look. Huh? Yeah, of course I am. Look. She was cheating earlier at dominoes, and then she was trying to say she's not cheating.
Yes, 10K subscribers.
I don't business about that.
He lying. Don't worry about that. But she's literally lying.
Alright. Okay.
She was cheating at dominoes. Why are you about to slap me? She was cheating at dominoes. Nah. She was cheating in dominoes. Nah. Huh?
He's recording for the chat.
Yo,
What's up, chat?
I feel like what's
I
it
want
called?
to be legendary. Muhammad Ali, flying like a butterfly, buzzing like a bee, so legendary.
You know, it's crazy that I can never play Fortnite again or even create content for you guys.
So legendary.
So this is Kyra.
Yeah.
This is Jay.
All right, y'all. So we just got our food. I mean, this this dude over here already messing up the chicken, bro. Yeah, bro. Certified bet back. I mean, I am too, bro. Look at my plate, bro. My joint full, bro. Look. Hey, let me know in the comments. This W eats. This W eats. This W eats.
They better say W eats.
Or what? Or what? Or what?
Glad to find out.
Yeah, man, you wildin'. I didn't see that. Oh shoot! I think we can go. Why are you honking for? I think we good. Yo, and then just a bunch of grass. You stepping in that? No, I got shorts on. I know, that's what I was saying. But yeah, Kendrick, what's your opinion? What's your opinion, good sir?
On the haircut?
Yeah, what's your opinion?
Good, my boy.
It's good. You can do like a little 360 for me.
Yeah, I got
Like no homo.
Nigga, what?
I mean, unless you want to do a 360 for me.
No.
Okay, let's
Alright,
go.
come on, bro.
Alright, bet. So, this the front. Oh, they turning there. I don't know. I'm like, bro. Alright, bet. Come on. So, this the front. This the front. You know, the side, you know, top, everything. I'm gonna do like a little 360. No homo, I'm not doing no 360 for none of you dudes, but, you know, do like a other little 360. Yeah, it's good. It's not like the other one where my like hairline was, you know, tilted. It's actually like straight.
Yo, I'm so confused. What are y'all doing, dog? Like,
What are you, bro? What's going on, bro?
I don't even know. They're like trying to get everybody out of the group chat, like the boys. I'm like, what is going on?
What was the point? What was the point to put them in there in the first place if you don't want them in there at all? I don't know, y'all. I mean, I'm feeling good. I got to get out the house today. I got to get my hair cut. You know, I'm feeling good. Try something new. Yo, it's not horrible. So I'm happy. Like I just said, I'm trying a new hairstyle. It's good. I still got a rounded head, but you know, that don't mean nothing, bro. My hairstyle, you know, my haircut still look good. Young, handsome man, you know, I'm feeling good, you know? So yeah. I mean, there's nothing at the moment. I'm just walking home basically with this dude. So if anything exciting come up, I'll start recording again. I'll pick up back the camera, or it might, you know, fast forward to the next day or not. It is what it is. It just depends on when I pick back the camera. But yeah, until then, whoa, why did I just slur my words? But yeah, until then, yeah. What's good, y'all? What's good with y'all? You know, it's been like a couple of days or so. Yeah, nearly a week, a couple of days, you know, since I got my haircut. You know, as you can see, I got like the little do-rag on, you know, trying to get, you know, waves or whatnot. You know how it be. But yeah, you know, by the title of the video, you see it's another story time, you know. You see, I see y'all liking the video, you like the little story time, you know. So I'm gonna do another one, you know. So this story time, you know. Matter of fact, I'm not even gonna waste no time. I'm just gonna get straight right into it, you know. I'm not gonna waste our time. But other thing, my fault, my fault. But sorry, like I can't say in advance. That's like ahead of time. But like sorry for like the little speck on the lens. I didn't realize that until now. My fault for that. Hopefully it's not on there no more. But yeah. But going into the story, right? That was when I was still in high school. I already graduated. Based on the graduation video I posted. But like, yeah, I already graduated and stuff like that, right? So this, like, what grade was it? It was in 12th grade. This story happened in 12th grade. I mean, okay, so let me go into it, right? Okay, so boom, right? So boom. So I'll say like 11th grade, right? I was in like a program called JRTC, right? Okay, JRTC. It's basically like a little like army program, really. I mean, why was I in there? I mean, I wanted to, go into the army, but I've been changed my mind about that. I don't want to go into the army no more. I don't think I'm cut out for that. I don't know about that. But yeah, I was in JRTC, and I met this person. It's a girl specifically, but I met this girl in JRTC, right? At first, I ain't know nobody in the class, so I didn't really want to talk to nobody, right? So I mean, later on, like I guess became friendly or so. I don't know how we even like really started talking to each other. We just like not talking to each other as in dating, but like talking to each other as in like friend business type of thing, right? I don't know how, but like you just start talking. No, the thing is, right? We had a common ground. That's how it was, cause I be going to church, right? And I do stuff in my church, right? So, oh shoot, shoot, that's scary. All right, but like I was saying, right? Nah, you good. Huh? Nah, I was recording a little YouTube video.
What's it about?
Huh?
What's it about?
It's like a little story time of something I went through.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your YouTube channel?
It's called Call Me Jay.
Call Me Jay?
Yeah. All right, okay, so that was a cool interaction. It made me feel happy and all that. Yeah, that's fine. Shout out to you. You know who you are. Shout out to you. All right, so back to the story, right? So, like I was saying before, it's common ground. We both do stuff in church. Like I be singing. I can do my little thing. I can help myself. Okay, so, she be doing stuff in the church too, this and that. So, okay, so, going into 12th grade, I'm trying to remember, like, that's how it was, right? So, there's like this little program at the school that I went to, the school I went to was Piper, right? There's something called, like, pre-apprentice program or something of that nature. It's like, you basically, it's like trade school, but not, it's like pre-trade school, right? It like help you like, in a sense, how do I say it? It's like exposing you to like the different trades, like plumbing, like electrical work, stuff of that nature. And then, after that, you can like pick which one you want to go into. It something like that, right? So she was in that program too, right? So, like I realized like, oh, I know you from like JRTC, cool, we're chopping up, cool, and like no, at that moment it had me sick, bro. I was so like sick, cause oh shit, that's a plane. Whoa, my fault. I'm so easily distracted because the plane just like turning. Okay, but look, right? So now, we have like our little interactions and stuff like that, having conversations, stuff like that, So it's like, okay, so look. I have an issue, right? I have an issue. It's not all friends that are girls that I have this with, but it's like no. Look, okay, that sounds weird. That sounds weird. Okay, look. It's like, how do I say it? I wouldn't say she was like a close friend. It's like we talk occasionally. She's like an acquaintance in a sense. So she wasn't like a close friend or something like that. We don't even text or nothing. We don't text at all. We don't text at all. The only time I talk to her is if I see her and we go on like on a trip, right? Other than that, like in like school and whatnot, we don't really talk to each other. Like I'll probably see her on like, you know, way to lunch or something and say like, oh, hey, you know, what's good? You know, how you doing? You know, stuff of that nature, right? Okay, so look. So, you know, it's coming around to Valentine's. Yeah, it was, you know, that time. Okay, bro. It was like around that time, like Valentine's Day. Not Valentine's Day exactly, but it was around that time, Valentine's, you know? So now, I'm like, you know, she's showing signs, like, you know, because I guess she really friendly or whatnot. And I was taking that as a sign. I'm like, oh, shoot, you know, she might like me a little bit, you know? She didn't. But, you know, I didn't know that, you know, because me, I'm not easy. Like, that's the phrase. I guess that's the phrase going around, you being easy and whatnot. But, like, I'm like, what's the term? Lover boy or something like that? Like, you know, I don't know, bro. Like, once you start showing signs like you like me a little bit, I'm gonna start cheesing and whatnot, you know. I'm not gonna hide the fact that I like you back, you know, it's whatever, you know. But like, you know, that happened. And, you know, start showing that you like something, like, oh, you know, like Valentine's Day coming up, you know, I could like, you know, potentially pop the question, like, oh, you know, like shoot, like would you, you know, go out with me or something like that? I don't know, you know, something like that, right? So I realized, you know, on the trip that she started like talking to another dude, right? You know, like she started talking to me, like in a sense, she started talking to him more, you know. And the thing that kind of like threw me, okay. Leading up to that, right? I just remember something. On one of the trips that we had, right? You know, cause you know we be chopping it up, right? So we sat at the table next to each other, right? And then, you know, we be talking, you know, making jokes, you know, like, it's like we been know each other for a long time, you know, even though I don't really know her that well, but it's like we been know each other, right? So, bro, tell me how one of my friends, it's not even one of my friends, it's multiple of my friends, like, oh, y'all talking? Like, y'all dating? I'm like, bro, no. You know, that's just like a friend, she cool. I'm like, bro, it's like your chemistry is so good. Like, I swear y'all dating. I'm like, bro, no, we're not dating. We're not dating. Tell me how other dude, I don't really like know. He's like an acquaintance of, like, in a sense. Like, so he came up to me. He's like, y'all dating? And I was like, nah, we just cool. We just friends, you know. So, you know, he was like, oh, all right. At that time, she was like in the bathroom, right? You know, we're like packing up the leave, so she wanted to use the bathroom, you know, before we leave, you know, stuff like that. So she came back, and I was like, yo, buddy over there, he was like, you know, y'all dating, you know? And she was like, who? And I was like, him, right there. And bro, tell me how, like, you know, she went over to the dude, and like, you know, started having a whole conversation. I ain't gonna lie, I kind of like her. I was kind of jealous a little bit. You know, jealousy is not a good thing. Jealousy is not a good thing because it can make you like act on feelings and emotions that, you know, you're not supposed to act on. You know, jealousy is not a good thing, right? So, you know, she came back. You know, I was looking kind of salty a little bit because I was like, bro, like, you really just went over here? You really just left me just to go over there and talk to the other dude? Like, really? Like, come on now, bro. I was a little salty, and then she was like, she came back, you know, joking with me because she probably didn't think nothing of it. I don't know if she did. I don't know. But I just know in the moment I was salty, right? She was like, you know, jokingly, she was like, you're not gonna pack my stuff up? I was like, no, bro, you your own independent woman. You gonna pack your own stuff, you know? You know, joking. You know, it's like an inside joke or something like that because she said something of that nature before. So I said that, right? You know, whole time I was salty, bro. You know, I'm willing to do it because I'm a very kind person, you know? Even though I don't look it, I look mean. I've been told that many times. I look mean and stuff like that, but I'm a really kind person, you know? If you get to know me, I'm a really kind person, you know? You know, just ask me to think. I'll go do it willingly, you know? I'll just go willingly do it, but, you know, But in that moment, I was salty, right? So, you know, we going back, you know, mind you, this is like on top of me being jealous and salty, right? She was sitting next to the dude on the bus ride back to school, bro. I was so sick. Oh my God, I was so sick. You know, knowing that I kind of like her a little bit, you know, I was sick, right? So now, you know, I'm like, no, and oh my God, bro, this looks like even worse. I don't want you in the comments call me no type of words, bro. Chill. But like, I didn't intend to sit in front of them, but I was sitting in front of them while they having a whole conversation. Now, you know, that made me look, like a lame, bro. Like, I didn't intend for that to happen, but that's what it was, bro. And it's like a packed bus. There's nowhere else I can possibly sit. So, you know, I'm just sitting there, bro. I was mad, bro. I was mad. You know, so I'm not trying to eavesdrop, but it's like, I thought I was special, you know, because, like, in the moment, I heard, you know, she told me stuff, right? So I'm like, dang, bro, you must trust me enough to tell me stuff like that, you know? I'm not eavesdropping or nothing, but, like, I have ears, bro. Like, come on now, bro. I can't stop my ears from working or nothing. But, you know, I'm hearing her telling the dude the same thing she told me. So I'm like, bro, whoa, like, so I must not be special then, you know? I thought, you know, stuff you telling me, you know, personal stuff, I must be special with that, you know? But obviously I'm not, so, you know, it is what it is. So I'm like, you know, cool, bro. That's just adding more and more onto it. So I'm like, you know what, bro? I don't even care no more, bro. It is what it is, you know, you know, like, interest is not there, so I'm just gonna leave it alone. You know, I'm just gonna be to myself, drop the whole thing, right? We don't even talk. Mind you, I have her phone number or whatnot, but we don't text each other or call or nothing. You know, I never really went on my way to do that because I didn't feel like it was, you know, not even appropriate, but I just didn't want to. I didn't have a need to. It's not on the top of my mind to do that, right? So, you know, it is what it is, right? So now, like, you know, after that, I'm really not no contact or nothing, you know? Actually, now that I think about it, I think I lied. No, I ain't lying on purpose, but I think we did. Did we? I think we did exchange a couple of texts. But like I was saying, I don't go out of my way to just text her or anything. But yeah, I promise you, it's a real story. I'm not lying to y'all. I'm not lying. It's a real story, bro. Trust me, it's a real story. So like, you know, going on, you know, no contact. I don't text her, no nothing. You know, I don't go on my way to text her or nothing. And then, you know, I think it was like a text or a call or something like that. Was it a text? I think it was a text. Was it that? I think it was a text. She was like, "Oh, you don't talk to me no more." I was so confused because I'm like, bro, what? You know, obviously I know I don't talk to her no more, or I don't like go out or make no effort to go and speak to her because she, you know, entertaining another dude. Even though, you know, we're not dating or nothing, I was jealous. You know, jealousy is not a good look, guys. Jealousy is not a good look. But, you know, I'm feeling like that, you know? So, in the moment, I'm like, you know, I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Like, I'm not doing nothing. I'm just being me, bro. So, you know, I made a stupid mistake, because, bro, something's wrong with me, bro, because it's like, I saw her shit texting me, I was like, oh, you know, she might be interested again, you know? You know what I did? Bro, no, I gotta take my glasses off of it. Do you know what I did? Do you know what I did, right? I went and called her, bro. I went and called her and told her I'm sorry, bro. You know, bro, I went and called her and told her that I was sorry, you know. Bro, I gotta put my glasses back on. Bro, I went and called her and told her that I was sorry and that, you know, not like straight up sorry, but I was like, oh, you know, my bad, bro. You know, I just been doing me, you know, my fault. I'll make it up to you, you know, I'll start talking more to you. I'm a very apologetic person. If I see him in the wrong, then I'm gonna go and say sorry. You know, I'm gonna try and say sorry, but in that moment, I was only doing that because I still kind of like her or whatnot, or whatever, you know. So I did that, right? The next day, mind you, you know, that was the day before we had a trip, right? That was the day before we had a trip, right? And the thing that blew me, like later on realizing that like she didn't care about that sorry or nothing, you know. I don't. She didn't care about that sorry, bro. Cause I remember she was in like the store or something like. She was in some type of store or something like that, right? And then like, you know, I can hear like the beeping and the checkout and whatnot, bro. And she barely responded to anything I'm saying. You know, I really look like a clown, bro, like a goofy, bro. I really look like a clown, bro. So now, oh shit, it's a bird. Yo, I hope you don't poop on me, bro. I'm not playing. I'm under the tree. Well, y'all can see. Anyways, back to the story, bro. I'm getting sidetracked. But like, look, you know, the next day it was a trip, right? It was a trip to, you know, back to it. Yeah, it was back to like the main place of like, you know, where they're doing the program, right? So, you know, I'm deciding to dress nice. I'm like, you know what? You know, you know, because there's like a certain like dress code. You gotta wear the shirt that they give you. Like, you know, it's called Junior Achievement. That's the program I'm talking about. You gotta wear the Junior Achievement shirt. And then, you know, you gotta dress like, you don't have to wear dress pants, but there's a certain color you have to wear, and you gotta wear like shoes. You can't wear like slides or nothing. So I'm like, you know what, let me get a little spiffy, let me get a little fresh, you know what I mean? So I put on my pants and I put on my church shoes, you know, I'm trying to, you know, and I'm trying to look fresh, I'm trying to look cool, you know? Bro, you know, bro, okay, this is the thing that had me sick, bro. Had me sick to my stomach, bro. So I saw her coming, right? And I'm over there smiling, like, not like, you know, when you see someone and then like you see like a friend, right? And then you automatically get the smiling because you're like, oh, you know, that's homeboy, that's my friend, you know? So I'm over there like smiling, you know, not like grinning from ear to ear, but like I'm over there like, you know, subtle smile, you know. And then like, you know, I'm like, yo, you know, trying to, you know. And then she walked past me. She kind of like barely give me like any answers, like, you know. Say for instance, like, I don't know, like a good example, right? Say for instance, I'm right here waiting, right? And the person like going this way, right? So I'm like, yo, you know, trying to, and then they kind of like, you know, like the little head nod type of thing. I ain't say she do that exactly, but like, in a way, that's how I felt like it was, you know, like a little, you know, like type, like, you know, what's up, you know? And then she walked past me and then went to the same dude she was like conversating with on the bus. And bro, I was sick to my stomach, bro. I was sick to my stomach, bro. You don't understand, bro. I was generally sick to my stomach. Like, I'm over there looking at him like, yo, I'm like, there's no way she just did that to me, bro. I said I was sorry, like, did I do something wrong? You know, like, that's how I was feeling at the moment. Like, bro, I was generally sick to my stomach because I'm like, there's no way you just did that, bro. My heart just sank, bro. My heart just sank, bro. Like, I felt bad, bro. Like, even my friend came over to me. He saw the whole thing. He's like, yo, you good, bro? He was like, you good? Like, you know, because, like, bro, I was not good, bro. I was sick. I was genuinely sick, bro. That, like, whole time, that ruined my whole day. It ruined my whole day at there, bro. It ruined my whole day. Just to put like insult to injury, bro. She started sitting with that dude. We like ever since that, like, you know, we haven't sat next to each other during that whole trip. Like, cause when we went to the building, we'll sit next to each other, you know, and we do the work, and you know, help each other out or whatnot, or you know, whatever it is. But ever since that, bro, we never sat next to each other again. But she started sitting next to him. I started sitting next to my friend, you know, trying to, you know, be productive. I'm like, you know, I don't care. Like, you know, I don't care, bro. I don't care. I'm gonna do me, bro. I'm gonna do me, bro. Like, I don't care, bro. You know? And, you know, so like mind you, this whole story is coming up to like a, how would I say? It's like the moral of the story type of thing, right? You're not gonna look at me. You're gonna look at me like I'm crazy. You're like, bro, what, man? You're like, yo, what are you talking about? So like, look, all right, you know, going to the story, that's you know, that's basically what happened to me. I was heartbroken, bro. Like, I told my mom about the whole situation, bro. And she was like, you know, actually, no. The story actually goes on. That's after the, you know, that the story actually goes on, right? So like, you know, after that, I was like, I'm not talking to this girl no more, bro. I'm never talking to you ever again, bro. I don't care, bro. Don't try and talk to me, bro. I'm not talking to you no more, bro. After that, I was like, I'm sick of you, bro. You made me sick. I've never felt that feeling before. You know, my heart dropped. I was sick, bro. Never felt that from anyone. No, I've never felt that before, bro. I've never felt that before. That's probably, I was scared, but I've never felt something like that before, bro. I've never felt like nothing like that before. Because I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to entertain those feelings. I'm not going to let you do that to me again, right? So now, you know, grad bash coming up, right? And, you know, I'm with my friend, like, you know, because we have to get all our teachers to sign the paper, you know, so that, you know, so wait, so you got to pay online, and then they're going to give you the paper, and then you're supposed to go to every single one of your teachers so they can sign the paper, so you can, you know, you can go to the main auditorium, and then they can put you on whatever bus, you know, like bus 1, bus 2, bus 5, you know, yeah. So my friend, he didn't get his paper signed by his study hall teacher, right? So I went with him, right? Look who's in the study hall, bro. It's the same girl, bro. So I'm like, I bet, bro. You know, tunnel vision, bro. I don't even want to speak to you. I don't want to see you. I don't nothing, bro. None of that, bro. So now I'm tunnel vision, bro. I hear my name. I hear my name, and I look back, and I realized she was her. It was literally her. You know, my bad for screaming, bro. This story kind of get me a little flustered, you know, and whatever. But like, yeah, this story get me a little, you know, you know, not emotional in a good way, but like, you know, get me a little heated a little bit. But you know, I'm gonna tell you at the end. But like, so like, look, you know, I turned my head back and I went right to the back of the line with my friend and waited until, you know, because I'm like, there's no way I'm speaking to you, bro. Do not talk to me. Do not call my name. Nothing, bro. Don't call my name, bro. I'm not your friend, bro. Don't call my name. So now going on, right? So it's like, you know, from moving on from there, you know, I never answered, right? Tell me how, you know, like probably like a week after, it's like near the end of school or something like that. I don't know if it's the same day as grad. I think it was the same day. I think it was the same day too, right? I think it was the same day. So we went to go get lunch, right? And we coming back. And Shorty calling my name. She said, you know my name. And then I'm like, I look back. And I realized who called my name. I turned my head again. And then she called my name again. And I'm like, yo, I'm not looking back, bro. I'm not answering you, bro. And she called my name a little louder, bro. And I still didn't answer her. Because I'm like, bro, there's no way, bro. You're not about to make me feel like that, bro. And, you know, no, bro. Just no, bro. No. So, you know, all of that happened. I'm like, you know, it's like, absolutely not. Bro, you know, now it's the part where I went home and told my mom and told her the, you know, whole thing. And she was like, go and apologize. I was like, what? I was like, what are you talking about? She's like, I want you to go and apologize to that girl. So I was like, I ain't say it, but in my mind, I'm like, yo, dog, you're crazy, bro. You're telling me to go and apologize for someone who, like, you know, like, brushed me off and then, like, you know, make me feel some type of way about that. I was like, you're nuts. You're generally nuts. You're crazy, bro. There's no way I'll go and apologize, you know? And I said to her, I'm like, if God personally come and tell me to go and apologize, then I'll go and apologize. You know? I was like, you know, even better if God sent her to me next morning, because there's a specific spot where I stand, you know, a specific spot I'm in the mornings, you know. She don't like the flag football team or whatnot, you know. And I always see them like pass in the morning, right? If God personally sent her to me, I will go and say sorry. That's what I told my mother. And you know, like at that moment, you know, I guess you could see like I'm not hearing nothing she's trying to say, and that. It never happened, you know. I never said sorry. But, you know, me trying to go closer to God and stuff like that, I saw the error in my ways, right? Because, one, even though, like, you know, y'all probably like, bro, what are you talking about? I saw the error in your ways. You didn't even do nothing wrong. You know, I saw it as me not doing nothing wrong. I still feel like I didn't do anything wrong, but like, you know, in God's eyes, you know, I probably did something wrong, you know. I still don't know, you know. I still feel some type of way, but it's more of like the lesson of the story is, you know, forgive and forget, you know. Because like the reason I say this, right, you know, I still like think on it, and I still may get mad or stuff like that. But you know, that's not supposed to happen because I'm supposed to forgive and forget, you know. But still, like, I may think on it and get upset, you know, but like, you're not. I feel like forgiveness is like like, I'm still thinking about it, but I you know, where am I going with this? Basically, forgive that person that wronged you, bro. It may be hard, but you gotta forgive. At the end of the day, if you go about like not forgiving and like, you know, not forgetting the issue, it's gonna come back and keep like upsetting you. And you know, when you hold on to something, when you hold on to that anger, it only makes you more angry and angrier, bro. I promise you, like, if you really just like forgive someone or something, you know, that they did wrong you or whatnot, you know, there's a possibility she didn't even know what she did, you know? I don't know that. In the moment, I didn't feel like that because I'm like, bro, what you did was very, like, you know, on purpose, you know? So I'm like, there's no way. But, like, you know, I'm guessing the moral of the story or the lesson of that story for me is that, you know, you're supposed to forgive and forget, bro. Forgive to the point where you can just go up and have a, you know, conversation, right? Obviously, you know, when you forgive and forget, you know, you're supposed to be vigilant in a way. You're not supposed to just stay around and let that person wrong you again, obviously. But you're supposed to forgive and forget. You forgive the situation, even though it's gonna be hard for you to forget the situation. You just gotta, you know, you just gotta forgive. You know, forgiving is a very healthy thing in life. You know, you're not, you know, it's not healthy to hold on to anger that you have. It's only just gonna like make you more angry and stuff of that nature. And bro, you gonna blow a blood vessel, bro. There's no point in holding on to that anger, bro. Come on, bro. You know, I had to learn the hard way. You know, me trying to, you know, better myself and grow with Christ and, you know, do better. You know, I learned I have to forgive, and that's like a main thing, you know. Because like, if you can't forgive, how, you know, God's supposed to forgive you the bad things that you do, you know? So it's like you know, how you gonna want to go to God and ask him like, oh, you know, God, forgive me of this, but you can't go and forgive someone that, like, I wouldn't say that's something simple, but you can't, you know, go and forgive someone as simple as, you know, them accidentally stepping on your brand new shoes and you dirting it, you know? But I mean, that's really the moral of the story. That's the story time that I have for y'all, bro. You know, I'm gonna keep coming with these stories, man. I'm gonna keep coming with these stories. But hey, y'all, that was my story, bro. This really the end of the video. So I mean, you know, if you like the video, you know, like, you know, subscribe, you know, show a little bit of love. You know what I'm talking about? Show a little bit of love. You know. But I want y'all to stay tuned for the next video. I know this like took way too long for me to come out. It's been like a couple of weeks or so. But you know, I want y'all to stay tuned. Stay tuned for them other videos because I will be posting them. Trust, I will be bringing them out. But yeah, bro, that was a story. Forgive and forget. You know, forgive and forget to the point you can have a good conversation. That's the moral of the story. So hey, y'all, I'm gonna close the video. It's a wrap. I'm gonna see y'all next time. I'm gonna catch y'all next time. Yeah. Yeah.